When I came onto the project, I saw her screen test and I was blown away. I was like, okay, this is interesting. Like I could see that this could work.
I want to do a movie.
It's about a star and her relationship with a bodyguard.
Who's a bodyguard?
Kevin Costner.
That means yes.
I want to ask you first about the title of the movie. I love it. It's a celebration of Whitney Houston, but I don't know if it was easy or hard to choose a title between all the lyrics and all the things that we could say about her.
Yeah, when I came onto the project, that was already the title. And so I asked the writer-producer, Anthony McCartan, I was like, well, why I want to dance with somebody? And he said, he felt that it had the spirit, the effervescence. Of course, it's so many people's favorite song. In making the film, I wanted to make sure that title commented on something in the film, It was interesting because Clive had always said from the beginning that Whitney made that song about sex. And, I want to make love to somebody. And that was a subtext. And so in the storytelling, it's like, well, who was that person that she wanted to dance with? But for whatever reason, she couldn't,
I was so moved by Naomi Ackie and Stanley Tucci's performance. And I have two questions about that because there were two challenges. First, finding and choosing the correct actress and actor for the parts. And after that, the chemistry.
So Naomi was... There had been a very robust casting process that the estate had gone on, and when they found Naomi, they really saw a spark. That's what they would say. I see the spark of Whitney. There's something there in the essence. And when I came onto the project, I saw her screen test, and I was blown away. I was like, okay, this is interesting. Like I could see that this could work. And then our process of working together and her preparation on her own was very intense, but what a talented person. I mean, she's just an amazing actor, and she worked so hard on it. And Stanley, we all wanted Stanley, but he hadn't said yes. And so I was prepared to beg him to camp out at his doorstep, whatever it took to get him to commit to the movie. And finally we had a lovely meeting, and he said yes. And I want to tell you a story, though. The scene where Clive tells her that she needs rehab, it's one of my favorite scenes. I think it's just beautifully performed by the two of them. But the most amazing thing about that scene is that was Stanley Tucci's first day on set. Wow. Can you imagine? His first day, and they have to create this scene, this relationship that feels lived in, that's decades old, that's finally getting to a place where he's saying what he never wanted to do, never wanted to get into personal life with his artists, but he's finally able to say this to her because they're such good friends, and he can't not say it anymore. And then her response, her emotional response, and how she goes through every emotion and frankly every excuse or explanation, what the drugs mean to her. I mean, that's a really, really powerful scene. His first day on set. So they had not worked together before that, and yet they were able to bring this richness. That's what great actors are able to do, that I'm in awe of.
I wanted to ask you about your character. Of course, you play Whitney's friend and lover and confidant. What was the most emotional scene to shoot, talking about how their relationship was repressed?
Yeah, the most challenging scene for me to shoot was in the house, the breakup scene where Whitney told her that she can't do this. For one, my heart just broke for Robin, the real Robin, knowing that that's what she experienced. And two, as an artist, I had to go within myself and find some of my heartbreaking moments and my most challenging life moments and lend that over to Robin. So those are never easy to do, although they are effective in telling the story. It was really tough.
I wanted to ask you about the musical moments, because maybe you're not the one that's singing, but you were there and you're part of the atmosphere and the excitement of being there.
That was the fun part about filming this, is that I was able to be in all of those iconic moments that we recreated. Like the Super Bowl was really, really fun. I remember seeing that as a little girl, but not fully understanding the capacity of it. So to be there in the flesh and us doing that again. Also, when she did the medley, that was really emotional for me to watch, because it was a moment I looked over at Naomi and I saw Whitney.
Even now, the I Will Always Love You song resonates more. And I think when people see this movie, they're gonna think about those lyrics in a bigger way. For you, what does Whitney Houston mean?
Wow. An icon, someone who I've always considered to be like my aunt in my head. I've always been able to relate to her. We have similar upbringings, and where we grew up is only like an hour or two apart from each other. And I also just appreciated her voice, right? Her talent. She's my favorite singer ever. Her legacy is it's just a beautiful one to have watched. Obviously, we know how it ended, but I'm just really grateful to be a part of telling, this story, telling the full scope of this story with Robin included. Yeah, it just feels really great to be able to give the fans this celebration of her life.